Hello, Ms. Morris, and to whoever else is watching this video. My name is Henry Queixada, and I'll be introducing the presentation of Team 6, where we're going to be talking about how the values and the personality of the Walmart CEO, Doug McMillon, correlates with everything that was taught to us during this class period. In this presentation, Alex is going to be starting off with a biography. Ashley is going to be talking about Chapter 2 and how his leadership traits correlate with what we have learned. Afterwards, I'm going to be talking about Chapter 3. Kostaki is going to be following up with Chapter 4. And last but not least, Grant is going to be finalizing this presentation with Chapter 6. Another very important disclaimer is that for this presentation, we use the app Gamma, that is an AI to help only for the design of the PowerPoint. We only use it for the design. We didn't use it to search anything, or none of the text was AI generated. Everything came from our research and from our work. So the AI was only and simply used for the design of the PowerPoint. Thank you very much.
Biography: From Warehouse to CEO. Doug McMillon's journey from Walmart began in 1984 as a summer associate, earning $6 an hour unloading trucks at a Tulsa distribution center. This foundational experience provided him with first-hand insight into the company's operational backbone. He continued working for Walmart while pursuing his Bachelor of Science in Business Administration from the University of Arkansas in 1989, specializing in supply chain management. He later earned his Master of Business Administration from the University of Tulsa in 1993, focusing on global logistics and strategic planning. McMillon steadily climbed the ranks through various merchandising roles, from buyer for fish tackle to divisional merchandise manager. These roles honed his understanding of retail and customer needs. His ascent led him to significant leadership positions, first as CEO of Sam's Club in 2005, where he improved member experience and digital offerings, leading to a 15% increase in member satisfaction. In 2009, he became CEO of Walmart International, overseeing global operations across 27 countries. He successfully expanded the company's footprint in emerging markets, driving a 25% increase in international sales over 5 years, which prepared him for the highest office. In February 2014, Doug McMillon was appointed president and CEO of Walmart, becoming the youngest CEO since Sam Walton. He took the helm during a transformative period for the retail industry, marked by the rapid rise of e-commerce and changing consumer behavior.
Key leadership traits. Doug McMillon embodies self-confidence, integrity, and determination, traits that are crucial for Walmart's growth and adaptability. The CEO of Walmart, Doug McMillon, displays various traits of leadership that line up with the Nordhaus's trait approach. The traits that have led McMillon to the success of Walmart's growth and adaptability are self-confidence, determination, and integrity, which we will be discussing and evaluating. The first trait that McMillon displays is self-confidence. This is one of the most notable and important traits to have for leadership skills because it shows their ability to be able to succeed and make decisions that are going to be the most effective for their company. Doug McMillon displays confidence through his long-term strategies. Doug McMillon did a podcast with Aislinn Roth and Michael McDowell from Stanford Business to talk about how he keeps Walmart on a good path and moving in a positive direction. To connect to the self-confidence trait, he says that, quote, "If we were with a bunch of Walmart associates right now, we could say," another quote, "the only thing that's constant in our company other than our purpose and values is," and they would respond, "change," end quote. McMillon shows his trust in Walmart by being confident in the direction and path Walmart is heading, trusting his associates to adapt to change easily, and especially holding Walmart's values at a very high level. Another way McMillan showed his self-confidence was by investing billions of dollars into the e-commerce business that competes with Amazon, especially during the time that many people have doubted Walmart's ability to be successful online. He also led the biggest e-commerce purchase following the investment in e-commerce at the time in 2016 with $3.3 billion in the acquisition of Jet.com. Another trait that Doug McMillan portrays is integrity, which means you are honest, true to your values, and your actions show ethical behavior. This builds trust between each other and your team members and can also reach to your customers. So they are able to see the shared values and that the company holds. And it can make for a grounded company culture. In 2024, Doug McMillan visited the University of Tulsa and had a public conversation with Brad Carson, U-Tulsa president. This conversation sparked a lot of talk about the success Walmart has had and also the challenges Walmart has had. In this conversation, he also talks about being very present in his team. And this shows commitment and trustworthiness, which are vital parts of integrity. An example of how McMillan has integrity is that he raised the minimum wage because he knew it was necessary to support his associates and his employees in order to improve the culture of a company, even though he had a lot of pushback about it from the investors. And lastly, determination is another strong trait that aligns with Doug McMillan's work ethic at Walmart. In 1984, McMillan stocked shelves and slowly rose in position, and also volunteered. He knew it took a lot of grit and hard work to be where he is now, and he had to have an all-in mentality to do all that and continue to push Walmart to be the best it could be. When you have a determined leader, it makes for a great model to everyone below you and encourages them to also work hard and take on those challenges. McMillan has helped Walmart become bigger and better in every single aspect, and he does not plan to stop. According to corporate Walmart, Doug plans to make Walmart into a regenerative company that has zero emissions and aims for renewable energy by 2040. This is a great example of determination because he has set forth a goal that he is planning to achieve by putting in the hard work to get there. Even though he knows it will take about 20 years, he has already created the path and plans to set forth this goal. Although he had a lot of backlash and criticism about this idea, he kept at it, and now Walmart is the second largest online store in the United States. And to recap, the key leadership traits that Doug McMillan shows is self-confidence, integrity, and determination. Self-confidence, trust Walmart's direction. He invests in e-commerce despite doubts from investors and acquired Jet.com for $3.3 million. His integrity, he is honest and ethical, and he builds trust by raising the minimum wage despite investor pushback. And lastly, determination. He grew from stocking shelves, and he aims for zero emissions by 2040, and he has single-handedly made Walmart the second largest online store.
Now let's talk a little bit about how our team looked at the Walmart CEO, Doug McMillan, through the lens of Chapter 3, which pretty much breaks down leadership into philosophies and styles, such as the McGregor Theory X and Theory Y, philosophies and the classic authoritarian, democratic, and laissez-faire, sorry for my French, styles that Northouse talks about in his book. And our biggest takeaway is that it is once you see all of the actions that the CEO takes in Walmart, it's very visible that he truly believes on the Theory Y, where employees are naturally motivated, and that he employs mostly the democratic style as for leadership. Let's understand a little bit better what the Theory Y is before and the democratic style is before we just dive down to that. The Theory Y pretty much says that employees are naturally motivated and they will accept responsibility when all of the conditions are right. And the democratic leader style pretty much creates conditions, though those conditions where employees are motivated by sharing power, inviting input, and also focusing on participation instead of control. Spark sessions are pretty much monthly sessions where he provides a direct channel where frontline associates, they can pitch innovative ideas directly to the senior leadership of the company, which democratizes the whole innovation process and has actually already brought a lot of significant improvements. He also has the Live Better You program, which pretty much offers 100% of free college tuition and also textbook costs for associates that have passed on a college program. And this builds a long-term relationship and is a way of investing on these associates. And it's a way of him saying, I trust you and I am investing on you so that you can bring me more ideas and help me make this company better in the future. As third, we also have the open brainstorm sessions where the CEO, he encouraged a lot of open dialogue amongst all executives, asking a lot of questions where he pretty much asks if they are all wrong and if he is wrong and if they are missing any risks, if they are missing anything else, which is a more democratic approach of letting other people say their feedback openly without judgment, and where he takes his ego aside and actually wants to hear all of this feedback, and which shows a lot about how his major preoccupation is with the company, not about being right. And the way to doing that is to listening to everyone's feedback and seeing all of the different perspectives that will lead to these significant improvements in Walmart. And last but not least, we also have the associate engagement surveys, where associates, they can engage in a comprehensive surveys where they will lead their feedback to the higher up executives. And these surveys, they are actually taken very, very seriously. And they also promise that they are also going to be acted upon as soon as they get all of the feedback, and so they can make the workplace a better place for all of the employees, which will also increase job satisfaction. So these are pretty much only 4 of the actions that Doug McMillon introduced to the company that show exactly how he is a very democratic leader and how he believes on the theory why of McGregor.
Doug McMillon has mastered the art of balancing goals and relationships. He can be considered a contingency leader. A contingency leader is a leader that bases his leadership styles contingent on the situation at hand. And that's what makes Doug so great. He really has done a great job balancing, his balancing goals and balancing his relationships with his employees, his shareholders, and the customers. And, basically whatever situation's at hand, he's been really, really good at, making sure that his leadership style fits whatever situation he needs and leadership style he needs to complete his goal. For instance, whenever there's the time where, basically during COVID, when, the country shut down and it was a real big emergency, and Walmart was really, really busy because it was one of the only stores that were open at the time. And, Doug did a great job of managing staff, managing products, managing the shelves, and, also making sure that Walmart was a safe place for people to shop during a really scary time for this country. And then you had also times where, he noticed a high turnover rate in his company. So he launched Live Better You, which is basically for employee development, for employees to be able to, grow within Walmart. So it pays for employees to go to school and learn skills and give them opportunities to grow within Walmart and get promoted in Walmart. So it was a great opportunity for his employees, and he saw this as a pathway as a leadership. At the end of the day, your business is getting better because your customers and your employees will feel more comfortable and feel like they can grow, which will make them trust you more, which will make them work a little bit harder, while also, obviously they're going to get better and learn more skills through the stuff you're teaching them. So it is a win-win for Walmart, and it was a great thing for the employees. And that was one way where based on the situation at hand, he saw the high turnover rate and he wanted to lower it. So he launched this to lower it, and it did work, as their turnover rates have decreased. All right, yeah, just an overview of his task-oriented, styles and his focuses. In his 10 years at Walmart, his revenue grew by $171 billion. That's a lot of money, guys. He did a great job, and he's doing a great job as the CEO of Walmart. And, he couldn't really have done this without, being task-oriented and making sure that he gets results. Obviously, when you work at something like Walmart, you need results. You need to make money for your shareholders, your stockholders, You want to make, the more money you make, you can probably lower your prices for the customers too. So that's also going to help the customers and employees. You'll hire more employees, you can pay them more. So at the end of the day, he wanted these results, and he ended up getting his results by growing his revenue $171 billion in 10 years. He also saw a pathway with, digital technology, and really wanted to push Walmart more in a digital transformation, acquired other companies like Jet.com. And so, he really prioritized, getting the website going, make sure with curbside pickup, delivery, making it as easy as possible for customers to shop online and to get what they need. He also led, like I mentioned earlier with COVID, led the pandemic response, ensuring that in Walmart, obviously you're not going to have as many people working at the same time because of the rules with COVID and everything, but Walmart was still efficient and very, very, very productive when it came to, selling stuff and making sure that stocks were, stuff was on the shelves for the customers to buy. When it comes to relationship-oriented focus, he was really one of the first CEOs to advocate for increased minimum wages and flexible schedules. And he did that. Walmart employees have really, they all get paid above minimum wage, and their schedules are pretty flexible. So he really stuck by his word, and he was really pushing that. Like I mentioned earlier, launched Live Better You for his employee development. A great thing, lowered the turnover rate, and, really made employees trust him more, and, made him a little happier working for Walmart. And he also is great when it comes to communicating. Many employees have come on and said that he communicates directly through them. He'll go visit stores. He sends out videos. He'll have town halls, sends out surveys, just so the employees and, also customers can let him know exactly what they want changed and what they need. So he's done a great job, connecting with people and building relationships.
Hi everyone, my name is Grant, and today I'm going to be talking about Doug McMillon's leadership through the lens of Chapter 6, Engaging Strengths. McMillon's been with Walmart almost his entire adult life, starting in the warehouse and working his way up to CEO. What makes him stand out as a leader is how he leans into his natural strengths, but also how he helps other people grow into theirs as well. Based on Gallup's Strength Finders framework, McMillon clearly leads through two main domains: strategic thinking and relationship building. You can see this in how calm and future-focused he is, even in high-pressure situations. He's not the kind of CEO who just talks to sound smart. He listens, reflects, and moves with intention. That's what helped him guide Walmart through major changes like their shift to e-commerce and their environmental goals. When it comes to the VIA strengths, a couple really apply to him, especially wisdom, humanity, and courage. In a Stanford talk, he said leadership is a team sport, and you can tell he really believes that. For example, he helped launch Live Better You, which fully pays tuition for Walmart employees who want to earn a degree. That's not just a benefit, it shows how much he values growing people, not just managing them. Stores with the most participants in the program also had a higher customer service score, which shows that investing in people's strengths really works. Now, if we look at McMillon through the CAP model, we can say that his realized strengths are clearly strategic vision and calm leadership under pressure. But what's really cool is how he helps others discover their unrealized strengths as well. In leadership meetings, he asks open-ended questions like, what risks are we missing? That gives everyone, not just senior staff, a chance to contribute. So he's using his own strengths but also creating space for others to step into theirs. Chapter 6 really emphasizes that strong leaders don't just develop themselves. They recognize and engage the strengths of others. McMillan does this consistently. He visits stores in person, replies to employee emails, and sets a tone that makes it okay to speak up. That helps other people feel like their voice matters, which boosts trust and motivation. Lastly, McMillan builds a positive climate where strengths are part of the culture. Even when he made bold moves like raising wages and investing in online shopping back in 2015, he didn't back down when profits took a dip. That took courage, but also long-term thinking. He saw the bigger picture, and it paid off. Overall, Doug McMillan shows that engaging strengths isn't just a leadership trend. It's a legit way to grow people, build loyalty, and push a company forward. He uses his own strengths to lead, but even more importantly, he helps others develop theirs, which is exactly what Chapter 6 is all about. Thank you for listening.